Don't let nosy people trick you out of telling them your personal business. A lot of manipulators, a lot of people who like to trauma bond, a lot of people who like to compare themselves to others. A lot of monitoring spirits use tactics to get your personal business from you. The only reason why certain things happen to you is because you told them. So these individuals will use insulting you to get you to tell them your personal business. For example, if somebody wants to know how much money you make, or they pocket watching you, they'll say, "Oh man, it must suck making minimum wage." And now you're in defense mode. You're like, "Who told you I make minimum wage? I don't make minimum wage. I make 100,000 a year." That's how they get information out of you. "Oh, I found out you live in a shelter. You live in the projects." "No, I don't live in a shelter. I live up in Beverly Hills." "Who told you that?" "Who told you that I paid $30,000 for my car? I paid $300,000 for my car." That's how they pocket watch you. That's how they get information out of you. When you least expect it, they use the tactic of insulting you so that you can be in defense mode to defend yourself, to defend how much money you make, to defend where you live, to defend your children, to defend who you're sleeping with, who you're married to. This is how these monitoring spirits get information out of you. And you never see it coming. Before you know it, you're just spilling all your business out to these people. Another tactic is trauma dumping. So these individuals, when you first meet them, they're going to trauma dump with you. They trauma dump. You don't even know if they're making this up. They could be telling you all kind of crazy things that happened to them in their childhood, in their adulthood, and you're just eating it up, and you're showing them sympathy and compassion and empathy. And that's opening you up to tell your truth. And most of the time, they're making up these stories, and you're really telling them your true trauma, your true childhood experiences or experiences in your relationship. And that's how they're trauma bonding with you. So they can know your weaknesses, so they can know how can they manipulate you, what can they get away on you, how much boundaries you have. Another tactic is guilt tripping, telling you all their deepest, darkest secrets that could be made up. And then when you don't open up, they'll say, "You know what? I always open up to you. I always tell you XYZ. Why aren't you telling me everything? I feel like you don't trust me. I feel like you're not close to me." Look out for people like this, especially if you just met them or you've known them for less than a year. Never tell people your deepest, darkest secrets. Tell yourself, tell God. Never tell people your deepest, darkest secrets. The next time somebody is asking you very personal questions and they keep repeatedly asking you, say, "How could this information benefit you?" And watch their response. Most of the time, they will not have a response. They're just being nosy. They're trying to compare themselves to you. They're trying to see, are they above you or beneath you? They're trying to compare their trauma to your trauma, your story to their story. It's not always about trying to get to know someone better. A lot of the questions that they're asking you, they don't even need to know these things about you to feel close to you, to have a friendship with you. So be very careful. Look out for these tactics. The tactics of trauma dumping, the, tac- the tactics of guilt tripping, and the tactics of insulting you out of your business. There's certain things that's your personal business. It's not a secret, but it's nobody's business. And here's my advice. And I started doing this probably back in my 20s. I never tell anyone something that if I saw it on the front of the newspaper the next day, that it would bother me. I wouldn't tell the person that. If I saw it on the news that night and it bothered me, I won't tell them that. And if it gets in my obituary, I don't tell them.